So today we're going to be talking about conclusions. So we read my story, The Big Crash. And today we're going to talk about the conclusion of my story, which is how the story ends. So whenever your story ends, you don't just want to say the end or just put a period, or say and that's all that happened and put a period. You want to wrap your story up. You want it to have a nice conclusion to bring your whole story together. So some of the things you can do when ending your story is you can talk about some of the things that happened at the beginning. All right. Rephrasing the beginning. So talk about something that happened at the beginning. So remember, at the beginning of my story, there was a big crash, right? And of the puzzle pieces hitting the floor when I opened my brand new puzzle. So here at the end, I could rephrase what happened at the beginning, all right, to wrap up my story. I can talk about my feelings, how I'm feeling at the end of the story. I can talk about the lesson I learned at the end of the story. Okay? So there's a lot of different ways you can end your story. So the way I decided to end my story was by talking about my feelings. Okay? How I was feeling. All right? So we have rephrase the beginning, talk about what happened at the beginning, talk about your feelings, or talk about the lesson you learned, what you learned. So if we read the ending of my story, it says, when I was finished, I was tired, but I was so happy, I jumped in the air and said, hooray, I am finished. So we know that I decided to talk about my feelings, how I was feeling at the end of my brand new puzzle. Okay, so whenever you are ending your story, try one of these three tactics at the end of your story. Try to talk about what happened at the beginning of your story. Try to talk about how you feel, or talk about what you learn. Okay? So as we know, I chose how I'm feeling. So you can choose one of these three to focus on when ending your story. Work hard.